In the 1960s, in order to relieve housing congestion in London, a further generation of new towns in the southeast of England was built. The New Town movement is influenced by the Garden City movement. This new town, Milton Keynes, was to be the biggest, about 50 miles northwest of London. It has always been a controversial place. Some people think it is a city that combines artificial and nature very well, but some people think it is a soulless suburb or non-place. It is a true heir to the Garden City movement, to the progenitor of the early decades of the 20th century, whose legacy continues into the present. Howard first posited the Garden City in 1898, a vision expressed in his three magnets diagram. The Garden City would take the best of the town living and merge the benefits of the countryside and the city once a town was limited. The new one started close by the same principles, forming satellite communities surrounding the central city and separated with green belts. Milton Keynes is different from other new towns. No other town in England was provided with such an extensive and dominant road system. It was a fusion of English and American ideas, influenced by English Garden City tradition of town planning. And the road grid of the new city is based upon a huge American style, so it was called the Little Los Angeles in Buckinghamshire. There is a separate network of cycle and pedestrian roads, the Redway. The key design element was a 1-kilometer grid system rather than a concentric city plan as had been favored elsewhere. Within the grid roads lay the grid squares. Employment and residence are kept largely separate. Linear park separates roads from houses. It can reduce many environmental pollution problems, and once people enter the city, there are not many houses, but more scenery. People will think about whether it is a city or countryside. Moved to the recent past, in the background of low-carbon challenge program in UK, Milton Keynes responded with a number of energy and environmental schemes. From the 1980s, Milton Keynes started to hold several exhibitions successively, like the Home World in 1981, the Energy World in 1986 with the idea of Energy Park, and the Future World exhibition in 1994, presenting the consideration of the 21st century living, showing not only innovative ideas of low-energy housing and also excellent performances in energy consumption. And during the same period, more than most other cities in England, Milton Keynes possessed some truly innovative and environmentally friendly housing in a number of its residential areas. In 21st century, Milton Keynes started to focus on technical innovation. MK Smart Project is the representative case of smart city construction in Milton Keynes, benefiting citizens in many aspects. The Data Hub, which is the core of this project, can collect and integrate large amounts of data from many diverse resources relevant to the city systems, achieving the efficient use of energy and natural resources. In daily life, the citizens are able to get feedback more directly through the platform and realize the purpose of building a city together. It also causes some problems. Although it has the Redway system, it seems people prefer to drive. It has over 100 roundabouts, which are more likely to cause traffic accidents. And now the expansion of the city does not use the system, benefiting nature and lives. The core of the city are being abandoned. Milton Keynes is a city founded in innovation, but we had not seen a book that introduces it from an innovative perspective. Milton Keynes' plan principles pioneered during the early last century have been updated and replied in new community development since 1945, and now in this century it is a template for some cities, also in China. At the same time, the innovative urban design will generate many problems that cannot be predicted in advance. Rewriting the history, we can see if we still need an original urban plan in the case of future population expansion. We are wondering if the expansion could be the next innovation, as a priority of the research in the future. And in the process of innovation history, we found that sustainability has always been the guiding idea of the city's development. Studying how Milton Keynes achieved sustainable development could also be helpful for this topic.